Hi everyone, welcome. This is part one of a two-part video where we're going to be talking about safety on our traveling together. All the information that I'm going to be talking about is in your trip package, but some people like video better than reading through it, but I would advise you to still read through it. In this video, this is the first part of two, we're going to be talking about preparing, getting everything you need to get ready for the trip, preparing so that you're safe, and then the second part is packing so that you're safe. And then finally, the second video will be about having a great flight, and then having a great time when you're there, staying safe, not getting sick. The last thing you want to do on your trip is to either lose a bag, or forget your pills, or get sick, or get mugged, or there's a lot that can happen to you. But everything we're going to be talking about are things that you can take care of beforehand so that those things don't happen to you. The first thing I want to talk to you a little bit about, just a little bookkeeping. Make sure that you carry with you flight contacts. My contact, my telephone number, as well as Rosanna's. Rosanna will be back here in Los Angeles at all times, so if you miss your flight, you can call her. If anything else happens, call me, okay? A little bit more about travel insurance, just to make sure that we repeat that. We advise you to have travel insurance. It covers lost luggage, trip cancellations, flight cancellations, emergency evacuations, all kinds of things. Again, it's in your trip package that I send you, but just to remind you, it's a good thing to have. All right, let's talk a little bit about getting ready to go. The first thing that you have to take care of is your immunizations. You want to make sure you see your doctor before you go, and they'll check the CDC to see everything you need to take care of before you go. For sure, routine vaccinations, that makes sense, right? Measles, mumps, diphtheria, chickenpox, polio, and if you can squeeze it in, a flu shot. Last thing you want to do is get a cold or a flu when you're on your trip. If you're going to someplace third world, it's good to have hepatitis A. You can get that from food. And then also if you're going to Borneo or Tanzania, check it out. I'm not saying you should have any of these, but check the CDC. Typhoid, malaria, or yellow fever. For sure in Tanzania, you're going to need yellow fever. In Borneo, you won't. But typhoid and malaria, especially malaria, if you're going to be around any mosquitoes, malaria pills are easy to take. You take them before, during, and after. So just check and make sure you've got all those medications with you. Make sure you have every type of medication you need. For me, I have asthma, so I always have 2 rescue inhalers, not one, in case I lose one. Then I have an EpiPen that I always travel with. I never need it, but I always travel with it. And then for you that have migraines, make sure in your pill bottle, and bring the pill bottle that you have your migraine medication in, bring twice as many as you can think that you possibly need. And if you have anti-anxiety or depression medication, bring twice as many as you think you're going to need. Stay on the routine, whatever it is. Okay? So that's enough about immunizations and medications. A little bit about packing. Again, this is all before you go. When it comes to packing, I'm a big believer in having the most important things near you and the least important things in one bag. The most important bag you can bring is this money belt. In the money belt that's around your waist, you carry your passport and your credit cards. If you have to, if you lose everything else, you can still go on your trip with your passport and credit cards. But if you lose those, your trip stops until you get those replaced. You'll have to get new credit cards to pay for anything. You'll have to have a new passport to even leave the country. But more likely, if you're in Bali, you'll have to go back to the capital and get your passport renewed. And it could take 2 or 3 days. Everyone else goes on. You're stuck getting that. So don't lose that. It's the most important thing you can bring. You can always put this in the hotel safe when you get to the resort, but don't forget to take it out. But always have this with you, most important thing. Okay, the second most important bag is your waist bag. I tell you, rather than carrying a purse, this also turns into a purse, but I keep it as a waist bag because once it's attached to me, I feel naked without it. And in this bag are your second most important things. You'll see this list in your travel package, but let's go through them. In this bag, this is a nice one for Italy. Again, it turns into a purse. This one is a little bit bigger, and it also turns into a purse for Italy. It goes around your waist or around your body or even around your shoulder. And if you're going to Tanzania, this is a little bit more safari-ish, but it's the same concept. But in that bag, your phone, of course, copy of your itinerary, copy of your passport, copy of your prescriptions. The apps on your phone are important. Star Chart, GPS, flashlight, Skype, those are all things you're going to need on the trip, so might as well have them with you. Your reading glasses and your evening glasses. Because even if you lose this carry-on bag and your camera bag, you can still see for the rest of the trip everything else everybody else sees because you have your glasses. For me, I'm a photographer, so I need my contacts. Those go in this bag. I never get very far from my contacts. I would suggest bringing your cash and putting it in this bag. Could be stolen, but you can always replace the cash. I bring $1,000 in cash. A lot of small bills because I want to give them out as tips. But for me, whenever I travel, for those places that don't take credit cards and I have to have that sculpture, I'm always glad I have $1,000 in cash. I can always bring it home if I don't use it. Remember, it's always great to have twice as much cash and half as many clothes when you travel. Make a copy of your documents for this bag, and very importantly, a copy of your trip calendar, so that you'll always know that trip calendar is in this package, and you'll always know where you're going to be every year and which resort you're at. So in case you get lost, you know how to get back to that resort. All right, so that's everything you want for this bag. Now we're going to be talking about the other bags that are less important. This is your camera bag or your backpack. This comes on the plane. It never doesn't come on the plane. This is your one carry-on, even if this other bag must be checked. And in this is your laptop, your camera, everything important to you, everything invaluable to you is in this backpack or camera bag. So you will always get this on. The fourth most important bag, and the one you could lose, is this bag. This is the one that you will try to get on to the plane as a carry-on bag, but if you cannot, you can always check it. But if it gets lost, you could still go on your trip. Now, you're going to try to get this on board because it's small enough. It's 21 inches. You can get it on. You should be able to get it on. But if they say no, I want you to check it. All right, let it go. But make sure you've covered it with this flash, this bling. Because when you get to the airport, everybody's black bag looks the same. And when it's on the carousel, everyone's bag looks the same. And I've had a traveler lose her bag because somebody picked up hers, thought it was his, and went off with it. With this, they will not pick it up, no matter how sleepy they are. We had to wait till he figured it out, found her tag, and called, because he, of course, didn't have one. But one of the things I want you to do, everybody have 2 of these very colorful name tags with your name and your telephone number. 2 of them in case one pops off. The telephone number being a 1, area code, and telephone number, so at least they know you're America and they can always call you. Okay? So have that. So let's talk a little bit about what goes in this bag. One thing that's very important, should be in the bag, is a first aid kit. What's in the first aid kit is what's in your trip package. It's already there for you. Pack it once and forget it. You can always take it with you. You never want to rely on your other travelers for everything that you need in case you get sick or get a cut or anything else, a splinter, whatever else. It's always in here. So take a look what's on the list. The other thing you're going to want is, TSA locks. And I'll find those in a second. Oh, here they are. TSA locks look like this. I get the combination rather than have the opportunity to lose a key. But the combination TSA lock, they can open whenever they want to. And this cable is great for when you're on a train. You can always lock your bag to the train. Or for me, because I'm sometimes put my laptop in here, I can lock this bag to my resort room. So just in case this bag goes missing, of course mine won't because I have it locked. All right, so combination lock and cable. Just very quickly, last two things I want to cover before the end of this is put this on your smartphone in case you drop it or in case it gets wet. It's very useful to have. Keeps everything safe. EpiPen, of course, I talked about that. Little something that you can buy at REI are ex officio underwear, top and bottom. Carry 3 pairs of each so you can wash, dry, and wear. And I cover that in packing. Again, bring your pills in the pill bottle. And let's see. We'll go through a lot of other things about the flight when we get to that. The last couple things I wanted to talk about, when it comes to this bag, after I packed everything, I put everything in a big giant trash bag, seal it up, and then put it in this suitcase. Just in case there's rain, I'm safe. In case there's humidity, everything stays dry. Or in case there's dust like there was in Tanzania, everything stays really clean. And then finally, that bag helps in case there's little bugs that you don't want in your bag. So put everything in a big giant trash bag and then put it into your suitcase. A little bit about leeches and ticks very quickly if you're going on an eco-adventure for ticks. I won't say much about ticks other than that I can pull them out, but remember when you're there, make sure you look and see if you've a mole that you didn't notice before. It could be a tick. And I just want to mention leech socks for those of you who want to buy those before you travel. When you go to Borneo, it's a good idea to have leech socks so that you don't get leeches on your body. Okay, so I'm going to end things there. Whoops. I'm going to end this there, and the next video that follows on to this is going to be talking about having a really great flight, and then like make sure you don't have germs, blood clots, making sure you can relax and not be stressed out, escaping while you're on a long flight, and then clothing you want to wear when you're on a flight. And then finally, when you're there, making sure we eat and drink safely, making sure you get some sleep, and then communication. In case you get the blues, I have a remedy for that. And then finally, traveling safely and handling jet lag. And then finally, again, we'll be talking about all the pests that could happen. So just to make you safe. So that's part 1, 2-part series on travel safely. And I'll see you on the other side.